Hello, welcome to Patrick Lyier. Today, we're going to be talking about consequences. Consequences. Now, that's an interesting thing, isn't it? Essentially what it is you do something and then it affects something else. Wow. It may sound a bit boring, but it isn't. Think about it. What about me talking about consequences? Will that have a consequence on someone else? Will that make someone else think about their consequences in the future? That's interesting, isn't it? Now, a lot of people don't seem to think about consequences. For example, if you were to take an extra pizza menu for yourself. Well, if everybody was to take 2 extra pizza menus, then there'd be less pizza menus available for everyone else, wouldn't there? That's a consequence of taking an extra pizza menu because you're greedy for pizza. You only really need one, especially in the digital age where you can check it all online. Just, share. Another consequence is if you let your dog poo on the side of the road, and then I go out, get in the car, stand in the poo. That's a consequence. I have to clean my shoe, and then sometimes it might make me late for work, which will have other consequences. Major consequences, just because you were lazy and didn't pick up your poo. Not your poo, your dog's poo. These are consequences, and no one seems to think of consequences anymore. They're just thinking about themselves. Consequences are important because it can mean life, death, whether someone, manages to pass an exam because they're on time. There is one problem though. You could start thinking about consequences too much. You go to the supermarket and pick up a curry. Now, there may only be 4 curries left and you've taken 1 curry, but say the hypothetical Jeffersons needed 4 curries for their curry bonanza party. Well, that's a consequence you shouldn't really think about because the Jeffersons could maybe get their curry from another shop or online. But really, 4 curries is quite greedy anyway, so maybe they should think about the consequence of taking 4 curries and maybe only take 3. Then that would leave everybody happy because you could have a curry and everybody could have a curry and the hypothetical Jeffersons would enjoy their curry party. If you left a rock on the road, and then what happens if a bicycle was coming along and it hit the rock and he flew over and then he landed on the road and he died? That would be your fault, would it? Because you saw a rock and you didn't pick it up? Or you left a rock there? No, it wouldn't be your fault. That's stupid. Consequences don't work like that. Or they do work like that. But they're sort of random consequences. The only consequences you need to worry about are ones that you do specifically that you don't need to do. It's stuff like taking the 2 pizza menus or maybe being a bit nicer to people. Because if you're nice to someone, they could have a nice day, which could pass it on. But if you're horrible to someone, they would have a horrible day and they'd pass on their horrible to other people. Break the chain, break the horrible chain, be nice. If someone's horrible to you, be nice to them, be nice to everybody. That's the message. Don't worry about consequences and be nice to everybody. This is Patrick Lyier and I'm going to say goodbye. So goodbye. The hat
is coming up.
which is must-wear hat, and I've got the
Halloween
sort of
party.
ruby,
Maybe it's not hallucination.
but
Don't
it
think
was.
You probably
Probably
need
not.
some sleep.
Yes, and you see
I
that
know, you're
qualifies
probably
me
thinking,
to be a wizard.
"Did I do
No,
it?"
it's